Hello everybody and welcome to the Modern Retro Corner. I'm Retro Mark, and today I have a very busy little NES cart for you called B52. But first, I have to find it. So Cactar, cue the intro while I look for it. Alright, let's find it. B52, where are you? B52, let's see, B52. Okay, well there's C's, let's see, where is it? Should be right here. And up there it is. B52. B52 was released in 1992 by Camerica for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and boy is this a very busy little game. The first thing you will notice is that it gives you a choice at the start of the stage to either go through the front door or the back door. There is advice that the game gives you in order to help you make a choice, but does anyone really take the advice of NES games? The story is you play as B52, and something has happened to your co-workers at the Really Nice Honey Company, and now the Queen has given you the single task of saving the entire colony by collecting as much nectar as you can to create honey. Seems like an easy task, right? Once you start the stage, you will have to avoid different insects along the way, such as spiders, butterflies, caterpillars, and so forth. There are other hazards in the game, like the sprinkler head that shoots water droplets out, and if they hit you, it will send you flying, giving you a pinball-like effect. You do have two different types of attacks. B button is to sting your enemies, and A button shoots spitballs at them. There really isn't any difference in power in either attacks, and certain enemies can only be hurt by one of the attacks. Collecting nectar is the interesting part of the game, as you can only hold 3 spoonfuls of nectar before you have to go back to the hive. This is indicated by the spoon here, and the honey jar is how much honey the hive currently has, and how much you need to fill it up to exit the level. But watch out for the ants. They come out of the ground to steal your honey. Make sure that you kill any that appear, because if they reach your hive, they will go across the bar and steal it, making you stay longer on the level collecting nectar. The graphics are bright and colorful, and do a great job showcasing what the NES can look like. Remember, this is an unlicensed NES cart, so this is a rarity when you see something that looks really nice that isn't Nintendo made. The animations of the insects and of B52 in general are great indeed, especially when you're trying to get the nectar. One thing I haven't really encountered is slowdown, which is a common occurrence in NES games. As for sound, this is where the game lacks, and truly is a negative aspect too. The only time you will hear music is at the title screen, scoreboard, and the game over screen. There isn't any more music in the game, which is a bummer because I would have loved to hear some overly happy tunes. The sound effects are par for the game and don't really stand out much, but get ready to hear yourself bounce everywhere from sprinkler heads or bumping into flowers, because that's really all you're going to hear besides you shooting and stinging insects. Okay, so the controls are pretty good. Flying around with the D-pad is okay, but it does feel slippery. And again, be ready for the pinball effect, because there is no controlling it when it happens. Flying too fast and hitting a wall will result in it. Being touched by anything results in it. Your attacks are stinging and shooting spitballs at insects, but certain insects can only be attacked by stinging or shooting certain insects like flying ants, or ants in general that can only be stung. Getting caught in a spider's web will result in a no flying until the spider is stung. There may not seem to be any true strategy involved in this game, but be warned, those that try to go fast will have a difficult time. Speaking of time, there is an hourglass that indicates how much time is left on the stage, but the real indicator are the ants that come for your jar of honey at the bottom of the screen. Once that is empty and there are no more flowers that give nectar, then you will lose a life. Now, you do have 3 lives, and yes, you can acquire more, but the manual states that it will only show 3 lives at the bottom of the screen. Why not a number with an icon? I have no idea. There are different items in the game that can give you an advantage over your enemies, such as Super Sting that kills in 1 hit, 3-way fire, auto fire, a bomb that kills everything on screen, and Mega Shot that kills insects in 1 to 2 shots. These can really help you out later on, but the only way to get them is by shooting the multicolored flying ant. Now, this may seem like an easy game to some, but be warned, later stages can prove to be fatal. The pinball effect is killer in this game, and you're going to encounter it a lot. Touching any insect results in a 1-hit death, so being careful is a must. Alright, so I died quite a bit in this game, and getting far is challenging. Your worst enemy in this game is the sprinkler heads. They go off at random intervals, and it's just luck if you can get through them. The 1-hit deaths and the pinball effects really make this game difficult, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Who would have thought collecting honey was this difficult for a bee? The game is fun to play, and will keep you wondering how such a cute game could be as challenging as it is. If you can find it relatively cheap, then pick it up. It would be a good addition to anyone's collection. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and if you're new to the channel, check out the playlist on the right to see more adventures, and if you haven't seen my latest video, check it out on the left. Hope to see you guys on the next adventure.